Sean Payton has called his shot, and he has landed Bo Nix at the Denver Broncos. They needed a quarterback. They had to get a quarterback. This is pretty much all they had left. What do you think is the expectations the Broncos fans should have for Bo Nix going in to the 2024 season? I know it's kind of a roll of a dice. Bo Nix still has some unrefined areas and some kind of kinks to work out. He sometimes he was really hot at Oregon, right? He was terrible at Auburn, like absolutely terrible.
I don't think he was terrible, but I mean,
he was pretty bad.
It's Auburn though. Like I think when you see the guy go to another school and immediately lead the league in completion percentage and yards,
sure.
I think that tells. I mean, it's Auburn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but his play was also not great at Auburn.
Whether
that be Auburn itself forcing that on him, I don't know, but. None of that matters because at Oregon, he shined like a daggum star.
Yes.
But he still has, it's rough around the edges, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
And Sean Payton really liked the guy. It's been made known in the articles I've read. Sean Payton is a big Bo Nix fan. He got the guy. What do you think happens?
So I like Sean Payton taking Bo Nix. I really do. Everyone said from the start, that's a good fit. The question around Bo Nix is most of what he did at Oregon, it was a ton of RPOs. Like you really had to dig and find deep throws and complicated and difficult throws. Not because he couldn't or wouldn't. That's just the offense they ran. They ran quick outs, RPOs, stuff like that. What I didn't love from Bo Nix in college, I'm not saying this means everything, is the 2 games they played against Washington. They lost both of them, and particularly in that second one, he made a couple mistakes. He threw a pick or 2, definitely one. Mistakes that he didn't make earlier in the year, and he got a little frazzled. I don't think Bo Nix is going to be a great quarterback in the league. I think best case scenario, he ends up being a guy around like 13th. Like if we were ranking quarterbacks, I think he ends up being like 13 to 15. And that, to me, that would be an absolute success. But here's the thing. We know that Sean Payton was incredibly successful with Drew Brees, okay? And he got the most out of Drew Brees. We know that he gets the most out of quarterbacks. But we don't know that he can draft quarterbacks because he's got a bad track record on drafting quarterbacks, the few that he's done. So I think the jury's still out. Some people were, obviously jury's still out, they haven't played a game, but some people were down on them taking him at 12. I'm not. Like me and you've talked about this a ton. If there's a quarterback you believe in, if he ends up being good, no one's going to talk about where you drafted him, right? If he ends up being your starter for 6-7 years and leading you to playoff wins, no one's going to say, yeah, but you probably could have got him at 17. No one cares. You believe in your guy, go get him. I just don't think Denver is ever going to be able to compete with Kansas City or even the Chargers with Harbaugh at this point. I think best case scenario, they're still 3rd in the division. So
I agree with you, man. Like you said, if it all works out, this is just swept under the rug. Nobody thinks about it. It's a great pick by Sean Payton. If it doesn't, Denver fans we know will boo you out of the stadium. So,
right. But they had to get a quarterback. To Russell
Wilson. They had to. They had no other option.
Nope.
And there's really no veterans circulating out there where you could just go pick one up.
Well, not with the Russell Wilson contract. That's the thing. Like they got so much dead money. So
the only thing you could afford was Bo Nix. Let's just be honest.
100% right. So we'll see. I'm just the Sean Payton era in Denver hasn't been great. Like, yeah, he got what he could out of Russell Wilson, but I think it's probably not been what people wanted. Can he turn it around with Bo Nix? We'll see. It's just nothing about Bo Nix excites me, but that doesn't mean he can't be solid. It's just in that division, solid isn't going to be good enough.